I'll let you know for sure. So that being said, obviously we were expecting maybe a little different outcome for this weekend. Maybe a different fight was going to end up in a KO of the week, but it's getting a mention. Um, yo, man, Anthony Joshua versus Alexander Usyk. Wow, wow. What can you say?
Um, what can you say? This is what I predicted. I was saying this before.
Yeah,
A lot of people thought I was crazy. I said Usyk has the skills. I was saying a long time ago, just to bring it back, he's definitely not there yet.
no,
But he's on the same path as Evander Holyfield as far as winning a gold medal at the lighter weight class, turning professional level at cruiserweight, clearing out that cruiserweight division, and now stepping up to heavyweight. My one little hesitation as far as really putting him up there before he actually won the title was that his first fight at heavyweight, he fought a guy who only took the fight on a couple weeks' notice and was out of shape, and it looked like Usyk kind of struggled with him. Usyk never got hurt or nothing like that, but just style wise, he kind of struggled with him. So I just was kind of concerned about that. I guess obviously now he was just adjusting to it. And he also fought Chisora, who he went the distance with, and won the fight, but not, it wasn't like he didn't smash. He won unanimous, but it wasn't like a clear cut win to say like he's gonna smash everybody else.
No.
So going into last night, I think he those skills really showed, man.
Yeah. There is an automatic rematch clause. Anthony Joshua has gone on record and said that he is definitely taking that. A lot of people are saying that will Usyk improve improve from here to fight for the next fight. A lot of people think he's not going to be able to improve, and they think that Joshua might be able to. Because honestly, that wasn't the Anthony Joshua I remember. Last night was not what I've seen AJ do before. I feel like he just couldn't get started last night, and he just wasn't flowing right. And it's like he couldn't get rolling. You know what I mean?
You're exactly right, 100%. He did not look the same. He could not get rolling. But what I'm saying is, it was because of Usyk.
Yeah,
because of Usyk. Usyk. He did the perfect blend of boxing and punching. He wasn't running. He was moving. Remember, he is technically the smaller guy. Although they didn't look that much. They didn't. Smaller.
I believe it was 3.5 inch difference or 4 inch difference.
Mm-hmm.
So
But weight wise, do you know what how close they were?
So last night, Usyk weighed in at 221 and a quarter, and Joshua weighed in at 240 last night. So almost 20 pounds difference. 20 pounds and 4 inches. What I did enjoy was Usyk's style to play the angle. He would come in and then fake to the angle around as his counter. His counter was his step to the side to play the angle, and he was coming over the top, and he was landing, every time.
Boxing skills,
man. Like I say, the man was an Olympic champion, and Olympic champions have skill. You can never doubt them out, man. There is a reason why they have a medal.
Yes. But Anthony Joshua was also a gold medalist too.
Yes.
But there's levels to this. Right?
Definitely.
He shoot, I lost my quick train of thought. What was I gonna say? But just in general, I scored the fight 116 to 112. I gave Joshua. I'm gonna pull up my scorecard real quick, but I'm pretty sure I gave Joshua rounds 2. One of the other rounds in between, and the last round I gave him, I believe, was number 8, and then all the rest of the rounds I gave to Usyk. Even the close rounds that I gave to Joshua were close. Like he barely won them.
Yes,
he still has to be careful in the rematch. Usyk still has to be careful. I'm gonna still pick Usyk like I did this time. But he still has to be careful because the few times that when Joshua was throwing and landing, those were some big shots. There was a few straight right hands that he did land, and they didn't even look like they were like his full power. Like he just threw it out there, and when they landed, like Usyk, like his whole body stepped back, right?
Yeah.
So Usyk still had to be careful. When he wasn't moving around with his footwork, he had his hands up and was moving left to right with his head movement. And that's the reason why Joshua was missing so much when he was throwing. It's easy now. Most heavyweights just stand there with their hands up.
Yeah.
But when you're constantly moving, your head is a moving target.
Yes.
You know, Joshua is just moving and missing left and right. And that missing makes you tired too. It's easier. It makes you more tired throwing power and missing as opposed to throwing power and landing
right.
when a person's blocking.
Right.
So,
and you know what? Honestly, I think maybe time had a factor into the way that Joshua didn't look ready last night. Like maybe he was sitting too long, because you know the last time he did fight was Pulev, which was back in December. Right?
Yeah, but come on, man. You at that level, you got to be ready, man. You can't. You got to be ready.
I'm trying to make some sort of sense of it, man. Because honestly, I was very disappointed with AJ's performance. Alexander Usyk did exactly what I thought he was going to do. You know, go in the distance on points. You can't count this guy out, man. I thought he was just going to stick to the inside and go. He surprised me with that, just playing the angle on the outside, man. That worked really, really well for him last night. And you know what? I knew there was nothing that could go on after the 8th. You know, that was incredible. What an incredible fight.
Yeah. What adjustments do you think? And then I'll go second. What adjustments do you think Joshua should try to make for the rematch?
Honestly, he looked tired. I think he's got to work on some cardio, man. That was a cardio game last night. And obviously, the smaller guys' cardio is a little better, you know. But I thought cardio was probably one of them. You know, he took a few of those surprising shots, and it looked like to me, you know, there was a one point there, I believe it was in the 3rd. He started breathing through his mouth a little bit. 4th, you know, he didn't look. He looked tired, man. That's it. He needs to work on cardio. He has the ability to knock people out. He has the ability to win. It's just he looked gassed. He looked gassed last night. And, you know, when was the last time he fought a smaller man? That's another thing, too. You got to make those adjustments. You know, his whole training camp was to fight a guy that's taller than him. Right?
What I think, I want to see, hopefully he could work on inside fighting a little bit more. Two things: walking the person down, walking the smaller person down, like cutting off the ring and walking them down, and fighting on the inside. And you know, I don't know. I'm not in this camp. I don't know. I've never seen what they work on in camp, but hopefully they can work on some things to be more comfortable on the inside, so that way when you do cut off the ring against that smaller person, Usyk is not going to stand there and go toe to toe with you. But if you can sort of cut him off to get him in a even not just in a corner, but against the ropes, just to land a few, because again, the few that Joshua were landing, you know they were powerful.
Look at the damage.
Exactly.
The damage speaks for everything. Like Usyk.
You saw Usyk's face after. You saw Usyk's face after. Yes. So
there's a shot. There's a shot you can find if you Google just it'll pop up. You know, afterwards they're in the back. You know, giving the respect to each other. Usyk's face it looks like hamburger meat on the one side. Like it's kind of punched in a little. He took shots, man. He took some big shots.
And Joshua's eyes was swollen up a little bit too.
Yeah.
You know what I
the repetitiveness, man. The repetitive tagging, because he tagged a lot. Like, he was tagged a lot. Usyk didn't play the game. He broke him down. Took him the distance because he knew he was a smaller guy, and you know. I was impressed. I was impressed that Usyk came in and did exactly. You know, he textbook fought this man, and stuck to his game plan. Listened to his corner. Didn't let the big shots, you know, rustle his feathers. I mean, what I did notice is that he bullied Joshua out of taking control of the center of that ring.
Yeah. Especially in that 12th round.
Yeah, that 12th round, he put him out. He was like,
Usyk fought those last couple of rounds. Usyk fought like he already knew if this was a close fight, he was going to lose. So he had to finish strong.
Yeah.
That's the way that you're supposed to finish when you're fighting in someone else's hometown and it's a close fight, or it might be a close fight.
Yeah.
That's the perfect way. Like that 12th round, I'm pretty, if you were scoring the fight, everyone should kind of, if not clearly, had Usyk up by a little bit at least. So he might have not had to put, step on the gas the way he did, but he came out right away and finished. Like he almost finished him in that, Joshua was against the ropes. Joshua was the bigger man backing away and trying to stay away from the fire. The one thing, when you're moving up in weight class like Usyk does, I always mention this. There's two things that have to move up with you. It's either your skills or your power.
Yeah.
Most of the time, one of those things has to move up with you. The great ones like Mayweather, later in his career, he might not have had one punch knockout power, but he had respectable power because nobody walked him down other than Marcos Maidana. Nobody ever just walked Mayweather down because he might not be able to catch you with one hard one, but the pop are some hard pops. So and that's so Usyk moving up. I think he earned Joshua in that. I think it was at the end of that first round. Usyk landed a good straight left, bam.
Yeah.
And I think that moment, Joshua made it. He said to himself, "Okay, I have to respect this little guy's power. He's not just a little guy; he can catch me." And almost looked like Joshua was fighting in a way like he was fighting the bigger person and had to be careful.
Yeah.
Right?
I was very impressed that Usyk was able to walk him down like that, man. It was impressive. It was an impressive win. I'm disappointed in AJ. That just made me think that whole undisputed match against him and Tyson Fury, man, I think that would have been a crap fight, man, after watching that performance.
Well, again, Styles,
Styles make fights. Styles make fights. That's true. And Styles win fights, man. And you know what? Listening to your coach and sticking to your damn game plan wins fights. That's what happens, man. Always.
I'm curious.
Yeah.
I'm curious to know because listening, we were watching the zone feed, but some other people that were listening to another feed, which in between the rounds they were going to the corner. Were saying that the coach was telling AJ things that AJ wasn't following. That's why I like to listen to the in between the rounds to the corner, because I like to listen to what the coach is telling his fighter, and then I want to see if the fighter is going to go out and listen to what his coach told him to do or figure out and do his own thing. So I'm curious to know if his coach was trying to get him to make adjustments that Joshua wasn't doing, or if it was the other way around. Got a chance to talk to our boys, Andy and Carl from Last Bell. Andy said he was watching the feed where they were listening where they can hear the coaches, and he said that AJ's coach was telling him to do adjustments that AJ wasn't listening to. So if that's the case, I don't know how the rematch is going to be any different if he's not going to listen to the main person in charge.
There you go. Then there's another adjustment that he's going to have to make before that next fight. Then is open up his ears and listen to what his coach is saying, man. If you're not following the recipe that you guys put together, you're not going to end up with the meal that you want, right?
You got to be able to trust your coach, especially if Plan A is not working.
Yes, because they have a bigger view of what's actually going on. They see it from the whole outside, man. They know what you're doing. They know they got this game plan. They make adjustments on the fly, and if you don't follow those adjustments, then you lose, man. And unfortunately, that loss last night, we now have a new unified heavyweight champion.
Oh, so he's
not undisputed. He's unified. He now holds the WBA Super World Heavy, the IBF World Heavy, the WBO World Heavy, and the International Boxing Organization World Heavy. So Usyk is now the new champion.
Wow.
Yeah. That's what I mean, man. That's what I mean. A lot of fans are sitting back and really trying to play this through their head. That was not the performance of the unified heavyweight champion of the world. I am sorry. I'm sorry. I've said it. That was not by any means. Sorry, Stan, I'm live on the air, brother. I'll call you back.